Property Talk. Airing live every Monday at 12:30 p.m. on Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM, Abuja. Property Talk is proudly brought to you by WORIN Nigeria. Don't miss it. This is Property Talk with WORIN Nigeria. This is Property Talk with WORIN Nigeria.
Good afternoon, beautiful people of Abuja. You are tuned in to another exciting episode of Property Talk, brought to you by WORIN Nigeria, your number one platform for everything real estate and construction. As always, I am your host, Susan Opeyemi, and today with me in the studio, we have the CEO at WORIN Nigeria, Engineer Philip Gwede. Hello, Engineer Philip.
Hello, Susan. Thanks for having me once again.
Yeah, it's nice to have you in the studio today. Our audience, like we always say, WORIN is short or an acronym for Workers in the Neighborhood, and it is a platform that connects clients, individuals with artisans and construction professionals, within the construction and real estate ecosystem. And here at Property Talk, we bring you every conversation that borders around real estate and construction. We want you to be able to make informed decisions as it relates to real estate and construction. Well, today, we'll just be having conversations around, the same real estate and construction. We would be unpacking, a couple of things, and would unpack some challenges that relate to construction, some opportunities that relate to real estate. We have unpacked a lot of them, in previous weeks. We've had so many conversations. We've had distinguished and influential guests that have educated our audience on real estate. And today we would unpack some of those conversations. We'll also talk about how WORIN is solving some of the challenges in the real estate ecosystem. Engineer Philip, welcome once again.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's just dive right into it. First off, let's talk about, we've always talked about opportunities in the real estate industry, but we cannot overemphasize because someone said something. As big as Coca-Cola is, you still hear them, you still see them putting out that advert, you still see them putting out billboards and doing a lot of things because they believe that there is someone somewhere who hasn't heard, who has not experienced their product or their service. And so we'll be doing the same as it relates to WORIN Nigeria and, the construction industry. So let's talk about some opportunities in the real estate industry today. What are some of the trends or patterns that we are beginning to see that investors or home buyers should pay attention to?
Yes, there are there are different patterns or trend that is happening now that we would like to draw the attention of the first-time home buyers, those that like investing in real estate, to actually take note of. I think one of it is urbanization and population growth. You see, the population of Nigeria is rapidly growing.
Yeah.
It's rapidly growing. People are moving from the local settlement to the urban settlement, and the rate at which people are moving is quite high, and that calls for attention because there will be, if you find out now, the cost of accommodation in Abuja is increasing like on a daily basis. So that calls for attention. If people are complaining, it's becoming, cost of accommodation is becoming expensive. But when we have enough people that invest in property for short let or probably for rent, it will reduce the cost. You know, when the demand is high and the supply is low, the cost will definitely increase. But when the demand is high and the supply is even above the demand, you see the cost. People will have to beat down their price. So one area I want to call our attention to is that urbanization is moving. We said the city center is moving. That is one area I actually want every investor to look at. Another area is infrastructure development. We can see that in Abuja here.
Yeah, see the roads.
It's
so beautiful.
Honestly, the FCT minister is doing quite well.
Yeah.
They call him the executor.
Yeah, he is actually.
Actually, the guy is actually doing well.
Yeah.
The guy is actually doing well. If you look at most of the access road in the city of Abuja, overhead bridge, like about for a month now, they've been commissioning various construction work.
I work from home, so I don't go out often. And there was a day we passed through Gishiri. That Gishiri
too.
I didn't believe that it was that Gishiri area anymore because of the road. Because I had not been there in a very long time. The road network, the access, it's looking so beautiful. I mean, if you saw Gishiri last year and what it is currently now, you will be so amazed. So please go ahead.
Honestly, the infrastructure, mostly in the city, in the capital city, is fast growing. And just like that Gishiri area you spoke about, that bridge that linked Gishiri straight to Jahi, the road, those lands and property around that area, their value has increased automatically.
Yes.
I think we went to vet a property that a client wanted to rent, and we found out that those times, I think some couple of years ago, you can get a 2-bedroom in that Aziz, a 3-bedroom for 1 million, 1.5. But I want to tell you now, you won't believe your eye. It's times 2,
honestly,
times 3 or times 4 of what it used to be. So one other thing we need to bear in mind is infrastructure. Infrastructure. If I want to talk, I can talk more and more and more and more. But let me just stop on this.
Okay, I know when you gave your first point, when you were talking about urbanization and things like that, you mentioned shortlet. We're going to come back to revisit this shortlet because, in fact, shortlets and apartments are turning into something else in Abuja.
Yes.
It's like that is turning into another business hub. In fact, I'm now hearing of shortlet agents. So you want to rent an accommodation for just a mini staycation, 1 day, 2 days. You're not even gaining access to like the person. You're now gaining access to some agents that will now, it is like a whole lot. We'll get to that anyway, but let's just continue. Before we go ahead, at the beginning of this session, I wanted to give a shout out to one of the military men who, has been so nice to me. He stopped me a couple of times at the entrance and was like, you're having a show here, Property Talk, right? I want you to give a shout out to me. And I forgot the first time. I just remembered while you were. And his name is Corporal Ubong. I know he's probably listening right now. And so, Corporal Ubong, we see the work you are doing. We see everything. Thank you for your huge sacrifice. So this is the shout out so that you don't harass me next time when I'm coming in. Okay, so that's by the way anyway. So, Engineer Philip, what do you think that people are beginning to understand real estate better now compared to a few years ago? I mean, we've had a lot of conversation on Property Talk. At least we can vouch for ourselves. We have tried to educate our audience. We have talked about these things over and over again. We have received comments on our Facebook pages, on our social media pages, but just generally based on your interaction, you are always on the field, you are always behind the scene, working with people directly. What do you think? Do you think people are beginning to understand real estate better compared to a few years ago?
Honestly, I want to say that the awareness on real estate thing is virtually everywhere. If you're flipping through your Facebook page, you see one real estate or the other advertising their product. If you are flipping through your Instagram page, one way or the other, you see people advertising, talking about real estate, about their product. And you can say it over and over and over again on radio stations, on TV stations. People go and run an advert on their product on real estate. So I want to say they're
becoming aware.
As in extremely aware. Let me put it that way, because the calls I receive these days, I want to get this property. What do you think about this property? And so many people that I least expected that they want to think along that side, investing into real estate. So many are already calling, having conversation. How do we go about this? How do I get this? How do I get this? That as the call is increasing, it shows me that people are getting more aware and more acclimatized with this real estate business.
That's actually correct. Even amongst my friends, amongst people who, we have not had conversations around real estate in the past, maybe years ago, you can see that everyone is trying to tap into the industry. Yes, everyone is trying
and not only that, you will see, how can I partner with you? I have this small money, I cannot buy this, what can I do? And there are so many other I think you said you're going to come back into that. Don't let me fast forward. Don't let me fast forward.
Okay. Since you already even, touched on it a little, what would you say to someone who thinks that real estate is only for the rich? Because sometimes it can be very intimidating or overwhelming. You talked about those properties along Jahi route and places like that. Sometimes when some people see those properties from the outside, they're like, this property is not for everybody, it's for some select few, So what do you think? There are some people who, they are earning just, a little decent amount. They are probably not wealthy. They are not rich. They probably cannot afford the Maitama, the Guzape, the Asokoro, but, they want to invest in real estate. They want to tap into it. They want to do some things for themselves. And the funny thing, Engineer Philip, I don't even understand where real estate is getting to or going to these days. I know that you mentioned that the supply is lower than the demand, because even places like Kubwa that we may consider satellites, for example, Kubwa is turning into something else. Kubwa is, the axis of FO1, the axis of phase 4, and then you are seeing accommodations worth millions of naira. I'm talking rental value now. Yes. It's almost seeming like the average Nigerian may not be able to afford this. So what would you say to someone who thinks that real estate is only for the rich? Do you think that real estate is only for the rich, truthfully?
It's not only for the rich. Just as I said earlier, real estate is not only buying of land or buying of houses. Yeah. Real estate is not only that.
The funny thing is that whenever we talk about real estate, the first place our mind goes to is let's go and buy house, let's go and buy land.
Let's go and buy house, let's go and buy land. Real estate is not only land. Real estate is not only housing. Short let is real estate. Office space is real estate. You buy a land and you let that land. Somebody like a friend bought a land around Apo resettlement as is, and he doesn't have money to develop. Why? You can make value from that land. He say, how? We walk to those mechanics. Can you come and stay and be paying monthly? And they all agree.
Okay, that's true. Car
wash are there. And that's real estate. It's not only
all these grills that are actually movable.
They're movable. Yeah. People are the empty land you have there. That is not adding value. Church, I just bought the land. I had a client say some times ago, I just bought a land. That was about 2 years ago. You talked to me. I got the land. The land has been there. I've not been able to develop it. The land is just there. My money is just tied down there. I said, number one, the value of the land has increased. And number two, if you give me a go ahead, I'll manage that land. You'll be having a return on that land. Even despite the fact that you've not been able to develop it.
Engineer Philip, let me give you one land now. Let me give you land now.
So, honestly, whenever I'm at the sphere of real estate, there are so many ways to make money.
You just need to think outside the box.
Think outside the box. Yeah. The location you have, what can be done there without even the structure, you don't have money. That parcel of land that you're having, you can be generating money from it. Okay? It depends on the location, depends on what we can do in it, and before you have the money to develop. So the truth, I think I wrote an article. Let me go through it. Okay, it's popularly said. This article, I'm just reading it out. It's probably said why real estate seems like it's only for the wealthy people. There are actually ways for people with different financial background to get involved. For example, you can start small by investing in land or property in your area. Sometimes you don't have to come to Maitama to come and buy land. In the Kuje you are now, the Gwagwalada you are now, there are some local settlements whereby you can acquire land from the community heads, and those land you can do one or two things. I remember, let me share an example. I met with somebody brought me to Abuja some times ago, and I was staying with him, and I found out, sir, why don't you invest in really buy a house? Let's give it out for rent. He said, I don't have that money. I said, we can go to outskirts. You can go and get those local land, build. I'm not advising us. If you have money, you can, but buy rightly though. Yeah. So before we know it, he actually get to those. We went to see the Angwa, as they used to call them. They gave us some parcel of land. We develop it have about 12 to 14 self-contained. I want to tell you, I think then we started for 200, maybe 150. But I'm talking now. One of that unit is going up for 500,000 naira. So and he has done that, and we've even gotten above the money we use in investing. I don't know, and the property is still there, it's still bringing money. So the popular saying, I said that real estate is for the rich. No, there are so many ways you can actually invest. See, and let me cite an example. There are some real estate that need people to invest. You don't need bring the total capital. You just need bring some percentage. Okay, let me flip through. Let me finish with what I was reading now. I think it will actually make a point for you. For example, investing in the land and property in your area with high potential growth. Yeah. There are also real estate investment that allow you to invest in a portfolio of a property with smaller initial investment. There are so many real estate that you can invest and be collecting share. It's not that you just go and buy the land. You can invest. They take out of your money to invest, and you'll be a shareholder. There are so many real estate which we're going to be coming. There are so many of them that reach out to me for a couple of weeks ago, telling me, how can we partner? How can we do about this? How can we go? So many that need people to invest. It's not until you go and buy a land or you go and buy a property. There are still those real estate that sell, those big real estate that are opening, there are windows open that you can invest and be getting a return from your investment.
And Philip, before you go ahead, I want us to shed more light or shine more light on real estate or landed properties within the outskirts. I know that I still have conversations with people right now, and when you mention places like Kuje, they're still skeptical. And I'm like, this is 2025. You cannot be skeptical about lands in Kuje right now. I mean, considering the whole road network that is even, currently opening up, with the way Abuja is opening up from the Gishiri Express, that express that is almost close to Maitama, from that place to Gwarimpa is just a few minutes, as opposed to how it used to be before. From wherever you are to Idu, just a few minutes, as opposed to how, the number of times that you spend on the way, you could have spent on the way, in the past.
Yes.
So I want you to just shed more light on lands and properties, in those outskirts, like Kuje. People are like Lugbe. I don't even consider Lugbe outskirts anymore, because
you can see earlier, if you are conversant with the road and signal, you find out that they've moved. Initially, they put City Gate. The City Gate is this popular City Gate we're seeing. But I want to let you know that they've moved City Gate. City Gate. Yeah. You see the symbol, welcome to Abuja. Yeah. They've moved it to close to the airport bridge.
Are you serious?
Yes, if you're conversant with the road, this airport road, it has been moved. That's how City Center will be. City Center will be increasing, as it will be expanding. Let me put it that way. Yeah. So I want to say, I think some years ago, before the infrastructure thing start popping up, and the speed is fast, just like at the blink of an eye, moving fast. Before then, Kuje is a no-go area. Yeah, Kuje, anytime you mention Kuje, people want to listen to farmland. They'll go and farm. Everybody that wants to listen to Kuje, farmland, let me go and do poultry. The first thing they will think Kuje and Dogwalada poultry. But Kuje is far, far, far developed than what people are seeing. I remember when we are trying to develop the ultramodern market that is just by the when we're everywhere there, that the market square is not there, and other bank wherever they are not there. But after that market, the whole place blew off. You can see the road that the FCT minister is constructing to hit Kuje, the heart of Kuje. The road is fast going. I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yeah.
It has increased the cost of property in Kuje. Kuje is actually no longer an outskirt.
Yeah.
It's no longer an outskirt.
You said something, and I know you have buttressed like that point, previously when we were talking, but when you were talking about people opening up their mind to real estate or to other things that they can do with their land.
Yes, sir.
When you mentioned places like car wash, mechanics and things like that. You mentioned poultry, and that is lucrative business.
Yeah.
So you can even a land somewhere at Dede, and then he has a pig farm there. He just puts pigs there, and he's making money. He's selling his pigs. He's making money.
Why the land appreciate?
The land is still appreciating, but he's making money from his farm. Even poultry. If I had known that the conversation was going to tilt towards this way, I would have done, some research around the amount of birds that are being consumed. We dey chop chicken for this Nigeria. We dey chop chicken. We dey chop turkey, birds. The amount of birds that are being consumed every single day. Eggs, right? And so people can even turn, some of their land into places where they carry out some of these things.
Yes, that's what we are saying.
Yeah.
If you sometimes you just say that if I go and buy a land in the bush, after 5 years nothing can happen, you can buy that land and you can look for somebody to be using that land pending when it will appreciate in value. There is no bush in
There
Abuja.
is no, just yesterday, like I mentioned earlier,
Yes,
I work from home, so I don't get to go out often. But when I go out, it's as if, I'm in a new town over and over again. Just yesterday, I think it was yesterday, on Saturday rather, I took a walk, within Kubwa axis. And that Gaduna School Road from the NMPC junction, leading up, Gaduna School in Kubwa, you can see that place has become so commercialized.
Have you been to Ushafa?
It's been long I got to Ushafa.
Please visit Ushafa.
Wow.
They've done, the road network there is wow. The last time I went there, when I visited there last week, it wowed me. Ushafa, they were begging people to come and get a plot of land at a lesser cost. But now, do you know how much is a plot of land in Ushafa? You go and see the kind of building that is in Ushafa. Then people are saying that I bought a land there, I'm looking for a buyer, I want to do a give, let me come to the town. Ushafa now is now a town. And the proximity to this university, which university is around that?
Buari. Veritas.
Veritas also. The proximity to university and the law school, it's actually, see, the bottom line of what I'm trying to say, there is no bush.
Yeah. Talking about, or going back to the conversation around the infrastructure I saw in Kubwa.
Yes.
Myself and a friend were just telling ourselves that, this restaurant, the place restaurant would have really, we're giving them free publicity, the place, you guys need to pay for this. We're just saying that that would have loved for the place restaurants to be in Kubwa and all of those. And I just opened my eyes on Saturday and I'm like, look at the place. And I'm like, why is it? Very soon now, before you know it, will be seen that a cinema will open up and then landed properties will become something else in Kubwa. This Kubwa that, people feel like, it's outskirts, I don't want to live there anymore. And, we are even having places in Kubwa that are on, 33 kVA. So that means like an average of maybe 18 hours per day electricity, right? Good road networks and things like that. And so, this conversation is just around how people can, harness the potential. I know that you may want to call in. If you want to call us, the number to call us on today is 070-7242-6258. The number again is 070-7242-6258. Well, let's continue our conversation, Engineer Philip. So, from your experience, what type of properties are selling fastest these days? Is it land? Is it housing? Is it short-let? We had conversations around short-let. Is it short-let? Is it land? Is it housing? What is selling fast? Okay, hold on. Let's just take this quick call. Hi, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from. Your name and where you're calling us from. Okay, you're calling us from Sulija. Please go ahead with your question or contribution. Okay, so the question he's asking is the land in Kubwa, is it estate? Well, I know that there are so many estate facilities there.
Yes, there are estate in Kubwa, there are estate land in Kubwa, there are standalone lands in Kubwa, there are old property going up for sale in Kubwa. There are different property in Kubwa. Yeah. There are different property depending on what the person wants.
Yeah, you can reach out to us after the session. We'll call out the number to reach us on. Before we continue with our questions, we have a series of properties that are up for both sale, rental, and all of those. We call that property alerts here on Property Talk, and I'll just avail us with some of those properties. So Kuje Property Alert. Kuje Property Alert, we have first on the list is 40 units of 4-bedroom terrace duplex. Payment plan available in a choice and strategic location in Kuje. Kuje Property Alert. The second we have is a fenced plot measuring about 1,200 square meter with FCDA R of O. So that's that on Kuje Property Alert. Airport Road Property Alert. We have Aviation Village close to the airport. We have various sizes of land ranging from 150 square meter to 600 square meters with title document C of O. The second is 5 units, 4-bedroom, fully detached duplex going up for sale, and it is seated on about 450 square meter plots of land. This property is just at Sabon Lugbe layout here, opposite Glory Dome, Dunamis Church. The third is a 6-unit of 4-bedroom terrace duplex, opposite River Park Estate, very close to the NUT office, and many more vetted properties. And last and not least, should I be last? But anyway, at Idu Property Alert, we have 4 hectares of land with titled FCDA R of O. We also have plots of land ranging from 150 square meters to 600 square meters with title documents and FCDA R of O. Engineer Philip, do we have any more properties?
We have a lot. I think we have 1.03 hectares with CFO. The title document is CFO Maitama 2. Okay. And it's commercial. The commercial is not specified. We have 3 units of 6-bedroom duplex going up for rent. Okay. The client is looking for a corporate organization to come and take up the 3 unit of 6-bedroom duplex. There's swimming pool. There is a common gym area, common swimming pool, and it's at the heart of Asokoro behind ECOWAS there. If you are interested, reach out to us. We have so many. I think we still have a fully detached 4-bedroom duplex for sale in Idu, this Nafil estate going up for sale. We have so many property. If you are interested in any property, vetted property, a property that you buy and go to sleep, please reach out to us. We have so many people that have reached out to us on their property that we're still vetting, and the one we've vetted already, we're going to bring them all in our next week show as you follow us. But if you have intention to buy or to sell any property, reach out to us. We'll come and vet the property. If they are okay, then we'll put it out there. And if you want to buy, we can guide you accordingly to buy a right. Thank you.
Okay, so after the session precisely, the number to reach us on is 081 3060 8527. If you want any of these properties or you want to make more inquiry, the number to reach us on is 081 3060 8527. Okay, Engineer Philip, we've had like a couple of conversations around real estate. Let's talk construction a bit. Okay. So let's shift gears, What are some of the problems that you see that people are facing on construction sites? I mean, I mentioned earlier, you're always working behind the scenes, so it's almost difficult for somebody to even, get a glimpse of you, or for one to see you these days. And, you've been on construction sites a lot. What are some of the challenges or some of the problems that you see people facing on construction sites?
Yeah, I will put it this way. There are the client face some challenges because construction site is not for just one person. Yeah. It's the combination of the client, which is the owner of the property, the engineer, the architect, the quantity surveyor, the mason, that's the foreman, and the artisans on site. Everybody has their own challenge. Yeah. But I don't know which area you want us to talk on. You want us to talk about the clients, what they face, because I'm a client in some sites too. and in some cases, I'm the engineer. Okay. Getting the blow.
So customer is always king. Let's talk about the clients first.
Okay, I want to put it this way. The problem most clients face on site is honesty. You see, people don't get value for what they do. It's a two-way thing. It's negative and positive. Let me talk about the negative part. Okay. Now, some clients they know quality things. They want to buy quality things. They want to do quality things. They've traveled. They've had their everything sorted out, and they have the money to do it. But if you tell them as an engineer, they tell me, I needed quality of house. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what you need. Some people, let me cite an example. Like you need an reinforcement. They have Abuja Steel, they have Monarch or Royal TMT. So you give the client cost for Royal TMT, which is almost is about if I'm not mistaken, it's about 21,000. Okay. Why the Abuja Steel is about 15,000 naira. So you quoted for an iron of 20,000 and you go and buy the inferior one of 18, the lesser value of about 18 or 15,000 naira. So that is the problem clients face. They pay for, they don't get value for what they pay for. And the other side of it are some clients can be worrisome. Some clients can be worrisome because some clients, they will tell you this should do the work, but because you want to reduce price as much as possible. I've seen a client that will tell you, remove it when it's not time for you to even remove the form work for a decking. It's not 21 days yet, and you want, because he wants to use the wood for another project, he said they should remove it when it's not yet. No, don't remove it. When we're arguing, before you know, some of them will go behind, and since it's their property, they go remove that kind of, before you know, you see failures on the building, you see crack there and there. That's the challenges we face mostly on site, that some clients want to outrun. I remember somebody invited me. They want to do a structure in Katampe. Because of the topography of the area, we have to do retaining wall, we have to step down. So when we got there, the guy was already telling me, you invited me as an engineer, you're already telling me what you want, and not how we should do it. It's not what you want now. I say, this is how it should be done. This should put this iron here.
And you're not the expert.
And I told him, are you an engineer? I said, no. I said, so if I'm talking, you keep quiet. You lead. That's why you call my attention here. Yeah. You needed the service of a registered engineer, a consultant to tell you what and what to do. This is what you want. This is what your architect designed. This is what you can do. And this is the design that will help this building stand the test of time, that you won't be experiencing collapse or what. The man refused though. He was shouting, no, this is what I've built this house here. I said, see, every house has their unique problem. Every site you go have their. That's why when you go to a site, you have to do a test on the soil. The test report of this soil will be different from the test report on the next plot. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yeah. So every site has its own unique design and its own unique pattern of handling. It's not because you build a structure day before yesterday in Lagos or in Gwagwalada, you want to carry that same thought or that same mentality and bring it and having it at the back of your mind. If they invite you, let me ask you this question. Let me assume that you're a professional now, and somebody call you to come and do a job in Maitama, and somebody else call you to come and do a job in Kuje. In Kuje, you know that the labor cost will be different. Of course. Why? Because of the value of that place. Yes. Getting to that place, like that place, you can't have some areas you have to take drop to go and work. Why in Kuje, the labor, to get labor there will be cheaper. It's easy. To get labor in Maitama, so the cost of labor will be different. So some people say, no, the same cost, they have it done in Kuje, they want to have the same cost. They don't know that there are different, how will I put it? There are different sites, and each side have their own uniqueness. I'll end up this way.
This is very educative. You know, I was just smiling and listening to you. I believe that our audience, you know, they're taking out a lot of value. Yeah, they're taking out a lot of value. Can you touch on some of the problems that the artisans face? You know, I just wanted us to start with the clients, but the artisans on the construction side.
Let me
or the professionals.
Let me share this. I will go to the artisans straight.
Okay.
I was called by a friend that was given a job. He's a registered engineer. Some of us are greedy. So this man, I know how much you got the job. You got, let's assume you got this job for 50,000 naira now.
Okay.
You now call boys that wants to do it. You call the boys to come and work, the artisans. They want to do the casting of the decking. Okay, you collected 50,000 and you negotiated 25,000 naira with these people. You already having 25 to yourself. But because he was thinking, the job will take the whole day. So within some couple of hours, those guys finished the job. So he felt bad. Why would they finish this job quickly? I will not pay you that money, we agree again. And before you know it, you know what happened? If not that I was there, they would have killed the guy on site.
Oh my God.
They rough handle him and pushed him into a concrete mixing machine where there is concrete. His head was inside the concrete machine. I have to beg, gave them the money, and I have to retrieve it. And I asked him, I'm just citing an example. How much is this money that you are doing now? The money you want to reduce, how much? Look at yourself. What he used in treating himself is beyond what he even used. And those guys are not happy because they are not happy with their situation. They are doing a menial job. They are the one. See, the truth remains that the artisans, the people, the workman on the side, they are the one facing the major heat.
Yeah.
They are the one carrying the pressure of the site. If your site is going to come out well, it depends on them. I don't remember, it depends on their handiwork. So most of the engineers are not treating them well. But on the other hand, some of them are funny behavior. But if you can manage them, if you can manage those artisans, your work will come out. Because if you want your work to come out as an engineer, you must relate well with the artisans.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yes.
Don't cheat them. Give them what they deserve. I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yeah.
Give them what they deserve. Create a relationship with them. And in the other hand, most professionals face so many challenges because in Abuja, in the city of Abuja, many artisans they are not well trained. They just tell you, I'm a messing, and because you as an engineer, you have 3-4 sides. You just go pick this messing here, put them here, be working. You go to another side. You did not even you've not even vetted or used these ones before, or probably you don't have any other senior foreman that is there to oversee. You just pick them somewhere, start using them. Before you come back, they will do mess there because you've not seen them work. Because most of the messes in Abuja here, they just follow serve messing for like 1-2 months. It's not that they are very, very good. Most of them don't even have experience, just only few. So the challenge most of us face on site is quackery on site. Quackery, and I think that's the reason why we initiated this WORIN thing.
Yes, I was going to go ahead to ask that. Okay, how is WORIN stepping in to solve some of these construction-related challenges? Because the story you shared is very gruesome. Just imagining it already is, so traumatizing. I can't imagine how the guy felt when he was thrown into, that concrete mixer and all of those. And so, but how that's the reason why we are trying to solve some of these problems. This shouldn't be happening to people. People should be aware. People should get value for their money, right? And, artisans also should be paid accordingly because, it's such a painful thing for someone to go out. Sometimes I see some of those missing, on the roadside. You can imagine full-fledged men with families and all of those, and then they will come out early in the morning trying to make a living for themselves. And then there's somebody out there who is just planning to cheat them, or there's somebody out there who cannot contain their greed, So how is WORIN Nigeria stepping in? Okay, this is a call. This is a call. Let's take this call. Hi, good morning. Oh, okay. We missed that. We lost that call. So how is WORIN Nigeria stepping in to solve some of these construction-related problems? Yes.
Before we send any of these artisans to site or any engineer that needs them, we've vetted them already. You don't understand? We vet them already. And we ensure that, where they are going, those clients that we are meeting there are trustworthy. Are not clients that after working, you go. So most times, I even use my money to pay artisans so that I follow up on the client to get the money. So the issue of most of them just go out for their daily bread. they have to go back home with something. So you finish work and you find out that the client, you can't see the client, the engineer, you can't see the engineer, they will be stranded on site.
Frustrated.
And they will be frustrated on site. So that we are trying to curb, that every artisan, even the Bible said every laborer
is worthy of their wages.
And most times we don't let the sun set before giving them what they are due for. And so most times pushing, except is a contract thing, you gave him an advance, he was supposed to finish, but on a daily basis work, you ensure that you pay them what they deserve. And on the other hand, we make sure before we even send any artisan to you to avoid quackery, we make sure that we test them in most of our sites, and we see, okay, this person is viable. We attach one or two persons that are good with them, and they go to your site. So you can leave your site and go to sleep. Because if they did not do it well, we will be held responsible. I don't understand.
Well, thank you so much, Engineer Philip. The conversation was really, enlightening. I love the show Property Talk. I love how every single week when we come on here, we have something valuable, we have something new to share. So for our audience, like we mentioned earlier, if you're just joining us, the number to call us on after the session is 081 30608527. The number again is 081 30608527. All right, it's been such an impactful session on Property Talk. Huge thanks to our CEO for joining us today, Engineer Philip Gwede. Engineer Philip, well done. You're doing amazing, sir. You're doing amazing. Remember that if you have property to sell, land to develop, or if you are an artisan or a vendor who wants to be seen, WORIN Nigeria is your plug, the way Gen Z say it. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, every social media platform basically. Twitter, now X, YouTube, we are WORIN Nigeria. And, see you same time next week on Property Talk. Bye for now.
This land is mine. It's not yours. Look at my documents here.